Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswati Namaha, Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Viparam Manojavam Marudhatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayuta Mukhyam Sri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami Santoshini Jaganmata Mama Saubhagya Vruddhaye Namaskaromi Bhaktya Tvam Prasanna Varada Bhava Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutrabhashya Gritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddha Jnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashandaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Satchitananda Rupaya Vishwotpathyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha Nilambujasyamalakomalangam Sita Samaropita Vamabhagam Pano Mahasayaka Charu Chapam Namami Ramam Rakhuvam Shanatham Krishna Rakshatu Mam Charachara Guru Krishnam Namasye Sada Krishne Naiva Surakshito Amasakat Krishnaya Dattam Manaha Krishna Deva Samudbhavo Mama Vibho Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Bhaktirachanchalastu Bhagavan He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha He Krishna Tubhyam Namaha. So we have seen up to third dasakam, completed third dasakam. Now from the fourth to seventh dasakam, Bhattadari is summarizing the skanda to Dvitiya skanda. Dvitiya skanda, the topic is sadhana. So starting from fourth dasakam to seventh dasakam, there are 45 slokas. All of them are summary of the second canto of Bhagavatam. Now, we read the first one, but we'll start with that. Today, who is chanting?
Win.
Okay.
Kalyata mama kurushvatavatим कल्यते भवदुपासनं यया स्पष्टमष्टविधयोगचर्यया पुष्टया श्रुतव तुष्टिमाप्नुयाम्.
Now, Bhattadri is asking because he want to do justice to the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. So he is praying to Lord for his mental competence and physical fitness so that he can do a good job in summarizing Bhagavatam. Purusha mama tavatim kalyata. So bestow on me proper health. Yaya, by that, bhavat upasanam kalyate. I could perform your worship because Bhattadri is requesting the Lord for good health to worship him, not for any worldly pleasures. Spashtam aham apnuyam. I shall clearly win tava tushtim ashu pushtaya by my worship in the form of this Vak tapas. So this is called Vak tapas. Composing verses and praising him, called Vak tapas. So I shall clearly win your grace very soon by the perfect practice of Ashtavita Yoga Charya, practice of the eightfold yoga. What are the eightfold yoga? He is going to reveal it now. One by one, he will go. Ashtanga yoga. Continuing, second one. You are muted.
Oh, sorry. ब्रह्मचर्य दृढतादिभिर्यमैः आप्लवादिनियमैश्च पाविताः कुर्महे दृढममी सुखासनं पङ्कजाद्यमपि वा भवत्पराः.
Brahmacharya. Okay. Abhayam ami bhavatparaha. We here who are solely devoted to you, pavitaha yamaihi, purified by the practice of the discipline known as yama. Yama, I talked to you last time. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. So this is the Ashtanga Yoga. So first one is Yama. Yama is the 5 items. Ahimsa, Satyam, Asteyam, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. So Ahimsa, truthful, what do you call, the non-violence, non-injury, practice of causing no harm to others, that is called ahimsa. Satyam is truthfulness. Asteyam, not thieving, not stealing others' wealth. It is simple stealing or trying to, what do you call that, coax him, conning, and trying to get somebody's wealth. That is also asteyam. Then brahmacharya, celibacy, chastity in thought, word, and deed, discipline at all levels. Then aparigraha. Aparigraha means the desire to hoard things. So all of us, we have this this idea of hoarding things, even though you know it is useless, but you still keep on holding on to it. There is no heart to throw. That is why the house is full of things. Then if there is no space, we will go to garage. Then there is a garage sale. So this is how it's called aparigraha. So every month, every 2 months, 3 months. Now this new year is coming. At that time only, people clean the house. When you clean the house, you have to remove all your unnecessary things. So this is called aparigraha. So that is yama. Then brahmacharya, consisting of brahmacharya dridadadivihi. So consisting of self-control, celibacy and the like. Aplavadi niyamaicha. And then niyama. So yama, niyama. Niyama consists of shaucham, santosham, tapas, swadhyaya, ishvara pranidhana. So shaucham means purity. Antashaucham, bahyashaucham. Inner purity is more important than outside purity. Outside purity is also important, but inner purity is more important. Then santosham, mind should be contented, happy. Then tapas, so austerity. Then study of scriptures, swadhyaya. Then ishvara pranidhanam, devotion to God. So going to the temple, worshipping at least once a week. Now here in America, our religion is weekend religion. Because that is how that is how the whole style is. So in India, every day they go to temple. Whenever they get a time or occasion, they will visit temple. But here it has become weekend. At least weekend. That's why temples also become busy only weekend. Even their canteen is open only weekend. So anyway, that is called the Ishvara Pranidhanam. So Yama Niyama put together is 10 values. So that is called MTV. MTV means my 10 values. It is not that music television. This is my 10 value. This is the 5 plus 5, Yama, Niyama. These disciplines are very necessary before entering into the next step, Yogasana. All the yoga studios, they teach only Yogasana. They don't insist upon Yama, Niyama. That is a problem. That is why they don't progress in yoga. They will stay with asana, pranayama. Then, dridam karmahe sukhasanam, shall establish ourselves in a comfortable sitting pose. Now, this particular term, Shuka Maharshi also uses sukhasanam. Plus, before meditation practice, you have to learn to sit in a comfortable asana. Asana Shuddhi, it is called. Asana Shuddhi. When you sit on that posture, you should not move for at least 45 minutes. That is called Sukhasana. Now, what is the Sukhasana? He says, Apiva Pangajadyam. Beginning with the lotus pose, that is Padmasana. So Padmasana is the one that is comfortable posture, where you can comfortably sit without movement for at least half an hour to 45 minutes. That is ideal position, posture for meditation, all yoga practices. Then afterwards, continuing.
तारमन्तरमनुचिन्त्य सन्ततं प्राणवायुमभियम्य निर्मलाः इन्द्रियाणि विषयादथापहृत्या आस्महे भवदुपासनोन्मुखाः
Nirmalaha, cleans of all impurities. Santatam anuchintya antaha, by constantly revolving in our mind, taram. Taraka mantra is Omkara mantra, Pranava mantra. So the practitioner of yoga should continuously repeat the Omkara mantra. Abhiyamya pranavayum, and controlling the life breath. Atha apahritya indriyani. Now asana, just mentioned only Padmasana. He has not gone into the detail of all the asanas, Kukudasanam, Mayurasanam, Padmasanam, the Bhujangasanam, all these things he has not told, but he just indicated starting with the Padmasanam. Then straight away he went into pranayama. And what are the intricacies of pranayama? He is not discussing here. So there are this pranayama you should practice only with the help of a guru. Reading the textbook or some books written by somebody, you start practicing, it will not help. Somebody has to watch over you. It may look simple when somebody is doing it, but you try to do, it is not that simple. You need a lot of concentration. You say you have to take breath from left nostril, then release through right nostril, then take it from this right nostril again, and then leave it to the left nostril. This is one round. Sometime when you do it, you suddenly forget I took it from left or right. You have to have concentration for that also. So this is the controlling abhiyamya pranavayum, controlling the life breath. Ata apahritya indriyani. Then after withdrawing the senses, this is called pratyahara. Vishayat asmahe, from the respective objects. Now you can close your eyes, you can close your mouth, you can cover your body with some blanket, but one thing you cannot close is your nose and your ears. These two you cannot close. And that is the avenue through the Vishayas enter. Some sound you will hear, then the mind will go there. Or some smell will come, you start thinking about it. So your mind has to be totally under your control. I am sitting for meditation. I should withdraw myself from all meandering of the mind through senses. So this is called pratyahara. Bhavat upasanonmukhaha, intend upon your worship. That is meditation on your form. So pratyahara is complete, or pratyahara is withdrawing the mind from all the sense objects. That's called pratyahara. So this is all steps in meditation. First you sit comfortably seated, then think of your Ishtadevata, Ekarupam or Anekarupam. Then bring that form to your mind, withdrawing the mind from all other preoccupation. Concentrate on that form and try to make that form as clear as possible. Very clear. To the extent that the form becomes clear, to that extent your mind is steady, concentrated. And this is very important anga of meditation. Then the next step, that is called dharana. Now comes next verse. Aspute Vapushi. Unmute.
अस्फुटे वपुषिते प्रयत्नतो धारये मधिषणां मुहुर्मुहुः तेन भक्तिरसमन्त्ररार्द्रताम् उद्वहेम भवदङ्घ्रिचिन्तकाः.
Prayatnataha dharayema dishanam. We shall, with considerable effort, fix our mind. Muhu muhuhu te aspute vapushi. Bhattadri knows. That is why he says again and again on your aspute vapushe, blurred image. Because in the beginning, when you try to bring the form of the Lord, that's why in puja room, when you sit for meditation, you should have a picture of the Lord in front of you. And you should look at the form very clearly and close your eyes and mentally bring that form to your mind. In the beginning, the form becomes very vague, and slowly, slowly with repeated practice, the moment you close your eyes and think of Krishna, the form of beautiful Krishna comes to your mind. Tena vayam bhavatangri chintakaha. Because of that, meditating on your lotus feet, Uddhahema bhakti rasam will experience the sentiment of devotion, antaradratam, and melting in the mind, melting of the mind. Then slowly, slowly, that experience of devotion will lurk in your mind. And slowly, slowly, mind get melted away in that soothing experience of devotion. Now, this is, one has to experience that. This is called dharana, holding that form. After withdrawing the mind from the senses, the mind has to hold on to something, because mind has to hold on something all the time. Mind cannot stay without something. So what is that? You give something to the mind. So have you seen the elephant's trunk? The baby elephants especially, their trunk is always busy, going here and there, here and there. So what the Mahat does is, he gives the trunk something to hold. Some stick he will give to hold. And when he's holding it, then it is calm. It doesn't move here and there. The same way, our mind is also like that. It has to hold on to something, one thing or other. And When you withdraw the mind from the objects, it doesn't know where to go, where to look, what to do. So for that, give an alambanam, that is called Bhagavan's form. And you hold on to that form. How long you can keep that form in your mind, it depends upon your bhakti devotion. That is called dharana. Then next comes dhyana. Next.
विस्फुटावयवभेदसुन्दरं त्वद्वपुः सुचिरशीलनावशात् आश्रमं मनसि चिन्तयामहे ध्यानयोगनिरतास्त्वदाश्रयाः
Vayam todashrayaha. We who have only you for refuge. Dhyana yoga nirataha. And are engrossed in the discipline of deep meditation. So when that form is completely etched in your mind, after some time, when the mind gains that concentration, then the form disappears. When the form disappears, don't try to bring the form back. It is not necessary. It has done its purpose. Then what happened? Mind enter into the next level, that is called dhyanam. Chintayamahe manasi ashramam eva. We shall visualize in our minds without any difficulty. Suchira Shilana Vasha, because of constant practice. Tat Vapuhu, your form, Vispudavayava Bheda Sundaram, beautiful with clear-cut details of your limbs. Earlier verse, it is said, the form is unclear. Now with practice of dharana, the form becomes very steady. So in dhyana state, the form of Lord comes to you very easily. You don't have to make an effort. It comes to you. Continuing. Now he is talking about next step, samadhi.
ध्यायतां सकलमूर्तिमीदृशीम् उन्मिषन् मधुरताहृतात्मनां सान्द्रमोदरसरूपमान्तरं ब्रह्मरूपमयितेव भासते
Ayi dhyayatam. O Lord, to those of us who meditate, te sakalamurtim idrishim. On your sakala aspect means saguna aspect. Your form endowed with kala means limbs. Upon your saguna form, unmishan madhurata hridatmanam, with mind captivated by the beauty of that form, by the sweetness of its splendor. Your mind get enchanted by the very beauty of that form. Brahma Rupam, Sandra Moda Rasa Rupam, Unmishan Madhurata Hridatmanam, the Nirguna aspect of Brahman, which is the sense of pure and eternal bliss. So what is this samadhi? So from that beautiful Saguna aspect of Bhagavan, the mind get absorbed in that form also disappears. And what happened? Nirguna aspect of Bhagavan will dawn on you. Bhagavan will suck you into it. Our Gurudev used to say, the magnetic field of Bhagavan will suck you into it, take you there. And that Nirguna aspect of Brahman, Brahma Rupam, Sandra Moda Rasa Rupam, with the essence of pure and eternal bliss, Antaram Avabhasate, to become manifest. That aspect of Nirguna, aspect of Brahman, you will experience. Your mind transcend all sagunas, and mind itself will disappear. What is there is only your own Surupa. That is Brahman, the reality. Then next step is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. The first one, Samadhi, is Savikalpa Samadhi. Savikalpa means with a thought. Thought, that is what? Here again, Savikalpa, there is duality. But in Nirvikalpa, the duality also disappears. Continuing.
Tatsamasvadana rupinim sthitim Tvatsamadhimayi Vishwanayaka Ashritah punaratah parichyutau Arabhemahi cha dharanadikam.
Ayi Vishwanayaka, O Lord of the universe, Vayam Ashritaha, those of us who resort to Stitim Tat Samadhim, the state of profound meditation on you, that's Samaswadana Rupinim, with the characteristic of that supreme consciousness, Parichutau Ataha Cha, and happen to slip down from that state, Parichutau, Arabhe Mahi Punaha, shall start off again. So it is said in Mandukya Karika, Gautapādacārya gives 4 types of obstacles that comes to meditators. People who practice meditation, they come across 4 types of obstacles. One is called Laya. Laya means Nidra. So when the mind is withdrawn, all senses are under control, mind become quieter. Then what happened? Immediately we go to sleep. This is called an obstacle, because with people sitting down sleep, that they call it as meditation. That is not meditation. That is vertical sleep. So this sleep, you have to be very careful. That is one obstacle. When you feel sleepy, then you control your breath, stop breathing for 1 minute, then all senses become alert. You try. Stop breathing. That is one method of overcoming that sleep. Then next problem is vikshepa. The mind gets distracted and confused. And it will be taken away, carried away by small achievement in your life. Your own glory, it start ruminating. Called vikshepa. Then called kashaya. Kashaya means impurities. In Palari Mathanam, you must have heard halahal which comes. Palari Mathanam is compared to meditation, actually. So this poison, that's why when you practice meditation for some time, 6 months, 1 year, until then it is all going smoothly, very good. But after 1 year, you start the inner kashayam, inner impurity start coming. Means your subconscious start coming. That is a time you become the worst person. Very irritant, very sensitive. If the anger becomes too much, passion becomes too much, everything gets magnified. So that is a time you give up. People start telling you before you start the meditation, you are a better person. Now you are worse. So that's time people leave. Actually, you are progressing, that they don't know. That's why you need a guru to tell you what is going on in the mind. This is all the subconscious which is buried. It is coming out and vomiting. At that time, how the Devatas did, Devatas offered everything to Bhagavan, Lord Shiva. The same way, sitting in the meditation seat, when all this negativity comes in our mind and disturb you, you sit quietly and mentally offer them to Bhagavan. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. That is the only way to pass that particular phase. Then the fourth problem is rasaswada. And when rasaswada is enjoyment, you start enjoying that peace of mind. That's why in Palari Madhanam also, before Amrita comes, Varuni comes. Varuni, what is that? Varuni is alcohol, intoxication. That the Asuras took. The same way in the meditator also get intoxicated because of the joy that experience. So you should not get carried away with that. You have to transcend that also. Only then ultimate moksha, the immortality. And so here, Bhattadri says, even if I fall from that dhyana state because of these obstacles, I will not stop, I will continue again. That is what shall start off again. Arabhe mahi punaha dharanatikam. Start with dharana onwards. I will continue. Continuing.
Ithamabhyasana nirbharolasat tvatparatma sukha kalpitotsavaha मुक्तभक्तकुलमौलितां गताः सञ्चरेम शुकनारदादिवत्.
Vayam ittham abhyasana nirbhara ullasat tvat paratma sukha kalpita utsavaha gataha. May, this is the one compound, okay. May we being thus joyous of the experience of the intense Brahmic bliss emerging from you, resulting from our spiritual practice. The final goal, Bhattadri knows, it is not with self-effort. That is why that Brahmic bliss emerging from you, he says, that is because the final state, it is Bhagavad Kripa only. You will experience that bliss. Because that's why in Ishavasya Upanishad also, there is a sloka in the last few verses is there. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya abhigitam mahi. So that satyam truth as though covered with a golden disc. So you have to stay there waiting for Bhagavan's blessings. He opens up for us. So if you are happy about that, your practice of Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, Bhagavan pleases with you and open up and take you to himself, which is called Brahmi Sthiti. Yasham Brahmi Sthiti Partha. Bhagavan said in Gita also. Mukta Bhakta Kula Maulitam. Supremacy in the family of liberated devotees. Sancharema Sugararadadivate. I will be able to move about in the company of Shuka Maharshi and Narada, etc. They are all Jivan Mukta Purushas. So when you attain that particular state, then I am able to move about in the company of such Mahatmas. Okay, continuing.
त्वत्समाधिविजये तु यः पुनः मंक्षुमोक्षरसिकक्रमेण वा योगवश्यमनिलं षडाश्रयैः उन्नयत्यज सुषुम्नया शनैः.
Hey Aja, O birthless one, Yaha tu punaha, every yogi, Yaha means whoever is, every yogi, then punaha, tot samadhi vijaye, on successful attainment of that nirvikalpa samadhi, moksha rasikaha, desirous of gaining salvation. Mankshu kramenava, instantly or gradually. Unnayati anilam shanaihi, takes upward the vital air prana slowly. Sushumnaya shadashrayehi, through the Sushumna Nadi and then through the 6 mystical centers. I think I told you before. Here, Bhattadri is giving there are 2 types of mukti. One is called Jivan Mukti or Sadhyo Mukti. Another is called Krama Mukti. So people who are interested in Krama Mukti means gradual liberation. those people who are not interested in immediate moksha, immediate moksha is sadhyo mukti. They want to go to Brahmaloka and enjoy there. Then they have to do this practice, upasana, especially pranayama practice. And like Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, and Ajna. These are the psychic centers in us. So this serpent power called Kundalini Shakti, which is coiled up and staying in Mooladhara. Mooladhara is the anus. And it is to be released and brought it up one by one. Ida, Pingala, Sushumna. I explained last time. Sushumna Nadi, through Sushumna Nadi, these are all yoga practitioners, they know. You don't have to practice all that, okay? Not necessary. It takes a lifetime to practice that. Bhakti yoga is simple. And when you are a bhakta, all these things will come automatically to you. Now, this instant mukti, sadhyo mukti, so far he explained. Now he's going to talk about the krama mukti more. Next one.
लिङ्गदेहमपि सन्त्यजन्नथो लीयते त्वयि परे निराग्रहः ऊर्ध्वलोककुतुकीतुमूर्धतः सार्धमेव करणैर्निरीयते.
Atho, then after placing the prana in between the brows, yogi niragraha, the yogi free from desires to go to world like Brahmaloka. Santyajan lingadeham api, truly abandoning the subtle body too. Liyate tvai pare, dissolve into you, who are the Paramatman. So Jivan Mukta Purusha has no subtle body. No more subtle body. Subtle body means manaha, buddhi, ahankaram, chittam. It gets merged in Paramatma. Whereas Kramamukti people, their linga sharira will go, travel. That is what he is telling now. To Urdhaloka Kutuki. But the one who is enthusiastic about the upper worlds, so the one who desires gradual liberation, that is Kramamukti, Niriyate Murdhataha, passes out through the crown of the head. Sardham Karanai Eva. As a result of practice of pranayama, and when their kundalini is raised, their skull becomes soft like babies. If you look at the babies up before 1 year, the skull is soft. The same see Mahayogis, their skull also becomes soft. And they break that skull, the jiva depart from there. Passes through that crown of their head Niriyate murtataha sardham karanai eva. Along with the subtle body itself. So mano buddhi ahankara chitta. Subtle body also goes. Krama mukti. Sadhyo mukti. Jivan mukti what? The subtle body merges with Bhagavan. It doesn't go anywhere. Whereas Karma Mukti people, the subtle body travels. And how, what path it takes, he is going to tell you. Next one.
Agnivasaravalakshapaksha Uttarayana Jushacha Daivataihi Prapito Ravipadam Bhavatparo Modavan Dhruva Padantamiyate.
In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, towards the end, Bhagavan talk about this Krishna Paksha and Shukla Paksha. Same idea is given here. In Bhagavatam also it is given. Bhavatparaha prapidaha. The yogi who is solely devoted to you, or the one who opts for Krama Mukti, is conveyed Revipatam Daivataihi. Revipatam means the solar path, Surya Marga. Agni Vasarava Lakshapakshagaihi. Agnir Jyoti Rasa. That verse is there in Gita. I don't remember it now. So Agni, fire, Vasara, day, and the Valarkshapaksha means Shuklapaksha, the bright half of the moon, and Uttarayana Jushacha for Uttarayana. Now Agni, day, Shuklapaksha, Uttarayana. These are not to be taken literally. The explanation is the presiding deity for everything. In our culture, everything got a presiding deity. Day has got a presiding deity. Fire, of course, has got a presiding deity. Agni Devata. Shukla Paksha also got a presiding deity. Uttarayana Kalam, Dakshinayana Kalam also got presiding deity. So when the soul departs and the soul doesn't know where to go, so these devatas are the one who guide the soul. Otherwise, there is no other GPS and all that, not available. You can't carry that. The GPS is these devatas. And Modavan Ishate. And some of them will not want to go straight away to Brahmaloka. They want to travel through all lokas. So some people want to go straight flight to India. But some people doesn't want to do that. They go stopping over London, then afterwards Europe, then Paris, and after that, slowly they will go to India. 48 hours, 56 hours. Here also this Jiva doesn't want to go to Bhagavan straight. He will travel different places, then reaches region up to the station of Dhruvapadam, Dhruvapadantam, Dhruvaloka. Dhruvaloka is described here now. Next one.
आस्थितोतमहरालये यदा शेषवक्त्रदहनोष्मणार्ध्यते ईयते भवदुपाश्रयस्तदा वेधसः पदमतः पुरैव वा।
Atha bhavat upashrayah. Thereafter, the devotee who has only you for refuge. Astitaha maharalaye. Dwelling happily in the Maharloka. This 14 loka description will come in the next dashaka. So Maharloka iyate. And after his stay in Dhruvaloka reaches Padam Vedasaha Yada Arthate. He reaches the region of Brahma when oppressed by the Shesha Vatra Dahanoshmana, heat of fire emanating from the mouth of Adishesha. Tada ataha pura evava. At that time or even earlier. So, scorched by the heat coming from the mouth of Adishesha, he gets lifted from that loka to Brahmaloka. Continuing. Tatrava tata. Continuing.
तत्र वा तव पदे तथा वसन् प्राकृत प्रलय एति मुक्तताम् स्वेच्छया खलु पुरा विमुच्यते संविभिद्य जगदण्डमोजसा.
I am this yogi who has reached Satyaloka. Satyaloka is Brahmaloka. Vasan tatra va tavapade, living there itself or in your abode, Vishnu Loka. Eti muktatam prakrita pralaye. Attain liberation at the time of the prakrita pralaya or Brahma pralaya. Prakrita pralaya, Mahapralaya or Brahma pralaya. He will talk about it later. This Prakrita pralaya. Prakrita pralaya is when Brahmaji attains mukti. Along with Brahmaji, he also gets mukti. That is the idea. Or Brahmaji himself will teach Vedanta there, Upanishads. That's when Kaivalya Upanishad, the teacher is Brahmaji. Ashwalayana goes to Brahmaloka and he learned from Brahmaji. Brahmaji himself is the teacher. Naturally, he attained mukti there itself. Or if he doesn't listen to Brahma Vidya, he enjoy the facilities there in Brahmaloka, then live there with Brahma, and Brahmaji attain mukti, he will get mukti. So it's called Krama Mukti. Or Athava Muchyate Apipura, or attain mukti even earlier. That is because he listened to Brahma Vidya. Khalu Swechaya Samvibhidya. Indeed, at his own wish. Jagadandam Ojasa, by piercing the cosmic fear using his own energy. Now, what is that cosmic sphere? Continuing 14th verse. 14th verse. What happened?
Swamiji, I lost internet. Sorry.
Oh,
Tasya chakshitipayo maho nila dhyo mahat prakriti saptakavritihi tattadatmakataya vishan sukhi yati te padamanavritam vibho.
Hey Vibho, O all-pervading Lord, Atha I am Vishan, then this yogi entering the Shiti Payo Maho Anila Dhyao Mahat Prakriti Saptaka Vritti Tasya, transcending the 7 sheets, earth, water, fire, air, and Akasha. Ahankara plus Mahat Tattvam, Panchabhutas plus Mahat Tattvam, and Prakriti of the cosmic sphere. Tattad Atmakataya Sukhi, each in its own form and being very happy. Yati te patam anavratam cha, enter your abode, which is devoid of any covering. Continuing.
Archiradigatimitrushim vrajan vichyutim na bhajate jagatpate Satchidatmaka bhavad gunodayan uccharantamanilesha pahimam.
Anilesha Pahima. Vrajan Idrishim, traveling as described. Archiradigadim, through the path of deity starting with fire. Na bhajate vichutim, Jiva does not experience downfall. Hey Jagatpate, O Lord of the universe. Satchidatmaka, embodiment of pure consciousness. Anilesha, Lord of Guruvayur, Pahimam, protect me. Ucharantam, who keep chanting. Bhavat Gunodaya, your virtues and accomplishment. So finally, describing the Ashtanga Yoga, Bhattadri is telling this is one method of attaining mukti or karma mukti. Now, after that, the 5th dasakam is cosmic evolution. Virat Swarupa Varnana. We will see. We shall see that in our next class. Today time is up. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om.